Welcome to the woods. Welcome to the cabin. Makes a change, doesn't it? And it's pouring with rain outside. Has been for about a week now. It's cold. It's winter. And it's been a while. I've been busy firefighting as usual. Winter brings its own set of challenges living off grid. But everything seems to be running okay at the moment. I want to have a talk about people. You, me, everyone else. And how we react to external stimuli. How our lives are impacted by what we hear, what we see, and the decisions we make about how we move forward with that knowledge. It's difficult if you're like me and you can identify numerous problems in today's society. Those problems can add up. They can weigh us down. And it doesn't matter what angle you come at this from. It doesn't matter if you're coming at this from a relatively new awakening from the truther movement or from a traditional right perspective. The problems are the same for everyone. And yet we see most people going about their daily lives with no concern. They're not worried about the incoming central bank digital currency. They're not bothered about mass migration at replacement levels. They're not interested in 15-minute cities. Their life is really what matters to them. Their job, their family, their holiday once a year. And that's enough for them to contend with. Nothing beyond that really concerns them. They may moan about the Conservative Party or the Labour Party or something that the local council has done, but they're not inclined to do anything about it. And those thoughts rarely go beyond the odd mumble in the pub. So we are different. We react differently. It's not always easy. Once you've identified the situation you're in and realise that you have a choice to make. Do you go along with it? Do you push back against it? Do you try to enlighten others? It can be frustrating, it can be annoying, and it can be frightening at times. The magnitude of some of the issues are beyond what we can rectify ourselves. Global events are manufactured, put into practice, held up, and shown to us to keep us in a state of fear. Wars in Europe, wars in the Middle East, where billions of pounds and dollars are made and thousands of people die. These things don't just happen. Decisions are made, but on a global scale and by people that we have very little influence over. The climate crisis, the man-made climate crisis, is being used the same way all of these global conflicts and crises are used, to make money, to frighten populations, and to implement rules and laws that will enable those people creating that environment to control you. And there isn't really a lot you can do about it. So what we end up doing is pointing out these issues constantly, and it turns into a very, very negative sphere. A lot of content creators have recognized that issue, that what you become is just a fountain of despair. And what your audience is doing is simply taking in negative comments, negative points of view constantly, and it does affect people. The phrase black-pilled is used quite frequently. It's important that we look for solutions in our own lives, things that can help us, and wider, for the community, for your family, for your friends. Solutions are not always easy to find, but there are groups out there, there are individuals out there offering solutions to some of the problems that are facing us. It's important that we get behind these people. It's important that we listen to what they have to say. If you took your car to a garage because it wasn't working correctly and the mechanic said, "I've had a look and it doesn't work properly," you'd probably be waiting for him to add something to that, like how he can fix it, what his knowledgeable idea of remedying that situation would be. And that's what we've got to look for. And we need to, as I've just said, we need to support people who are offering solutions. But there are things that we can come up with ourselves. We all understand that the mainstream media, that the TV, is mainly propaganda or simply light entertainment. It's vapid. You won't find solutions there. So we avoid it. But the amount of people I know who have switched from watching a TV to watching their laptop or their phone or their PC is incredible. And I think that as time goes on, we're going to have to move away from the screens. He says, talking to you, and you're watching on a screen. But I'm serious. We need to look at things we can do in real life. Working with people. A lot of you will know that I started an initiative 6 months ago. It's been a bumpy ride, but successful. Over 400 members. We raised nearly £100,000 in not even 6 months. An incredible amount of money. And the idea is to buy land throughout the whole country that all of our members can use, that we can grow food on, that we can keep livestock on, that we can put structures on where we can hold meetings, where we can get together. And I'll be frank with you, should the shit hit the fan, places we can go. We will run courses from these plots of land throughout the country. Courses on permaculture, courses on bushcraft. It's a solution. So I would ask you to get behind it. Another part of that initiative was to help people start their own business. And for those that have started their own business and who are struggling, to assist them where we can to promote their businesses and their products, to help financially when possible. And we've already started to do that. By coming together as a collective, we are much more powerful than we are individually. The categories. It's a non-political organisation. I don't see a political route to answer what needs to be done. At the moment, I think that path is denied us. That doesn't mean I don't believe in politics, or I don't believe we will need a political solution. We will eventually. So look for those people, those groups who are offering political solutions to the problems. Because they're out there as well. They're working hard to put together now structures, policies, and ideas that will help us. Without the support, they dwindle. It never comes to fruition. So I think this video is really asking you to think about spending maybe less time concentrating on the problems and more time looking for groups and individuals who are offering solutions. And if they are, support them. Content creators that offer solutions. Political organisations who are offering an alternative. And anybody else out there. Small businesses have been crippled over the last 3 years. And at the moment, with the cost of living crisis that they've manufactured, it's incredibly hard times. It's hard times for everyone. It's possible to get across to you how important your support is to the independent trader, to the small business. So if you get a chance, switch your allegiance from Amazon and Tesco's, go to the smaller independent shops. Use the small businesses advertised online. We need to start pulling together and building that alternative. It's going to be important in the future. We need to start it now. It's much easier when you're talking to someone and you can highlight the problems there are in society and the future problems that are going to be incoming. If you can offer them an alternative, if you can say, well, it doesn't need to be like that, it could be like this. We don't need to operate under that political system. We could be doing it like this. We don't need to eat food that's poisonous to us. We could be eating this. And this is how we can do it. They're much more likely to be receptive if you can offer them an alternative. So, get behind the people, the groups that are offering an alternative, that are putting things in place, that are setting goals that are reachable, achievable, heading for them, hitting them, and moving on. For those of you that have already joined the Woodlander Initiative, I'll put a new video. I was going to post it today, but I'm going to do it a little bit later, and I'll post it on there on Friday. I have some very good news. Probably the best Christmas present we're going to get. I'll speak to you all later. Thank you for listening. Please give the video a like, a comment. It helps. Share it if possible. In the end, the system that they're going to try and force on us won't work. It will collapse in on itself. We need to be ready to step into that breach. We need to have the alternative up and running. Speak to you all soon. Have a good one.